Hello everybody, welcome back to a brand new video. Thank you guys all so much for joining me. Today we're going to be creating these black coquette sort of nails, very much lace. I really love this sort of concept when it comes to my birthday nails. Please do not forget to subscribe to my channel down below if you guys would like to see more content, and also make sure you guys please like my video. This helps kind of push my content out a little bit more. So up first, I'm starting out by just gently pushing back my cuticles. I was growing up my nails for at least a month and a half, but I wanted to do these XXL stilettos, and there was no way I was gonna actually be able to work with my natural nails this length, so I decided to just trim them off. It's okay, honestly, my nails grow pretty quick, so if I were to want to do that again, I think I probably could. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and continue doing that to each and every single nail. Next, I'm going ahead and using these XXL stiletto nail tips. These are very straight. I really love these nail tips. I got them off of SHIEN. They include 500 pieces for at least, I think they were like $3 or so. The only bad thing is that the number 4, it included duplicates. The bag that says number 5, it was honestly number 4 as well. So instead what I had to do was, for the number 5, quote unquote 5, for it to fit on a certain nails, I ended up trimming the number 4 to fit. But just that was only an issue, honestly, but they are from SHIEN. But either way, I got them to work. But I went ahead and just measured out each and every single nail tip. I went ahead and placed them to the side. Right, next I'm going to grab my 𝚖𝚎𝚗𝚍. I'm using the brand 𝚐𝚘𝚘𝚍. I'm going at forward at 7,000 RPMs. Here's how this looks, and I'm using a pear bit that I got off SHIEN as well. It's an extra fine pear bit. And we're going to go ahead and divide the nail in half, and we're going from the center outwards towards the right, just gently removing any dry cuticle skin, just like so, very gently. And honestly, I really love this drill. They went ahead and sent it over to me, and I highly recommend it. I often struggle with Melody Susie's e-file. Is really great. It's honestly perfect. The only thing that I struggle with that is that when you're locking the bits, I struggle with that. I have very weak hands. I have no idea why. I'm lacking like a lot of stuff supposedly, but I don't know, my hands are very weak now. And again, I have carpal tunnel, and I noticed when using my Melody Susie e-file, I just have such a hard time rotating that little bit part, so I can unlock and lock my bit in place. So this one, I'm able to do that very easily. Literally, it doesn't take time at all. It's very lightweight, has no vibration, and for the price, it's $30. It literally works really good. So I really recommend this e-file. If you guys are able to get it, definitely recommend it. They only sell it on TikTok shop, which I'm actually like a little bit saddened, because if they were to sell it on Amazon, I feel like most people would know about it. But yeah, I'm basically doing that same thing to each and every single nail, from the center outwards towards the right, just removing any dry skin. Once I'm done with that, I'm gonna go ahead and now grab my e-file, and we're going to go ahead and turn it to reverse. And again, from the center outwards now towards the left, we're going to work very gently. Again, you want to divide the nail in half. You're going from the center and then all the way towards the left side, very gently. And you're going to continue doing that to each and every single nail. Another thing, I only recommend this bit if you have little to no dry cuticle. I honestly maintain a manicure very often. Even when I don't have my nails on, I always push back my cuticles, so I'm able to have less work when it comes to doing my cuticle work. So I would probably recommend a different bit. If you have a little bit much more cuticle than I do, then I definitely recommend other bits. I do have other videos of me doing my prep as well, so you guys are able to check out what bits I also use, just because I do switch them a lot, just depending on how much time I have gone without doing my cuticle work. So here's how my nails look after. We're going to remove any dust, and we're going to go ahead and push back our cuticles once more, very gently, just because we are going to go ahead and trim them off. Now I'm going to go in with these 1355 Mertz cuticle scissors. I got these off of Nailmart USA. And then I'm going to just gently remove any excess skin I have there. I know most people do not like to do this step. I personally love to do this. Why? I feel like I'm able to have a longer manicure. And here's how I hold my scissors. I'm using one at the ring finger and one at the thumb, and then I use my index to have some stability, or I'm able to, work very well. And that is how I am able to just do a very nice clean cut. I don't like when the cuticle looks all choppy, like it got bitten. That is why I honestly do not like using nippers. I feel like nippers, you're not able to get a cleaner look the way I would with cuticle scissors. These, I believe, are about $30 or $25.99. I'm not too sure, but just look how clean that looks. I've had these for over, I believe, 4 years now, and they're just still sharp. They're very sharp, to be honest. So I really recommend these. I haven't been able to find a duplicate or a dupe for such good scissors. I've had a bunch that I bought from SHIEN or from other places, but just none of the blades are very thin like these are. These are Russian scissors as well, so that is why I think they just work pretty good, and the quality is just honestly perfect. Now here's how beautiful and clean my cuticles look after. I'm able to just unlock and lock that bit into place very easily. This is what I mentioned earlier. And I'm going to be using my mandrel bit. I'm going in with these 240 grit sanding bands. And we're going to go ahead and just insert that in there. I'm going to turn on my Melodies using nail dust collector. It is the wireless version. And then we're going to go in and gently, I'm going to turn it at reverse. At 6,000 RPMs, we're going to go ahead and just very gently, feathery motion, literally just hovering it over the nail very lightly. We're going to just remove that shine from the natural nail, so we're able to have a very good adherence, because we are going to be using polygel. Of course, I love polygel, and I am trying out a brand from SHIEN as well. But yeah, continue doing that to each and every single nail, and then I'll be back. Now that you're done with that, I'm going to go ahead and remove any excess dust, and our nails should look a chalky white color. I also did have some excess polygel that I just had soaked off, so if you did not get it all off, that is okay. Now I'm going to go in with the nail tips. I'm using some regular nail glue, and once you apply them on, you want to make sure that you pinch the sides before the nail glue is fully dried. This is going to give you a very nice kind of sculpt look that you kind of usually only get with nail forms, but you can do that as well with the nail tips. Just make sure you're pinching them right when the nail glue is just about to dry. Just pinch them just a little bit, and honestly, it's just going to give you a very nice natural C curve, but the nail tips are still going to be very straight as well. Continue doing that, and then once I know that it's fully dry, then I let go. And just look how beautiful the nail tips look. These are very long. Honestly, I really love the nail tips. They worked honestly really great. I love that length as well. The one thing I am going to recommend is, I don't know if you guys are able to see that little well that it has on the nail tip where it indicates where you should be placing the nail glue. That well right there that you guys see. Make sure you grab your mandrel bit and you go ahead and just roughen up, or you etch the underside of that nail tip. That is going to give you better adhesion. I personally did not do it. I felt like I was really rushing this set, to be honest, and I was honestly pretty mad. I was in pain. I was literally on painkillers, everything. But yeah, make sure you do that tip. It's gonna help prevent them from breaking or anything. It's gonna help you so much. And then here's how the nail tips look after. Honestly, really, really pretty. Next, I'm gonna grab my e-file and our mandrel bit. We're gonna go at reverse 12,000 RPMs. Turn on your nail dust collector. You want to make sure, if you do not have a nail dust collector, either use a mask or purchase one. I recommend one from AliExpress. It's $40. I don't think I posted my review of it, but I really recommend it. It's just very loud, but it works really good. Trust me, it's going to help you in the long run. You do not want your lungs to be affected. Literally, it's just honestly so bad to breathe this stuff in. But here I'm just going to go in and just gently blend the nail tip to my natural nail. And then also I do the entire nail tip, just because I feel like with polygel I'm able to get better adhesion when I just roughen up the entire nail tip as well. And you want to continue doing that to each and every single nail. And so here's how the nail tips look after. I do not recommend to shape the nails just yet, just because the nail tips are very, very thin at the free edge area, and I feel like you can overfile them. But yeah, I did not do that. I did not shape them up. And next, we're going to be going in with this JILLSNAILS polygel in a pot. And I'm going to go in with 71% isopropyl alcohol into my little tapping dish. And I'm placing a little cotton or lint-free wipe underneath, just because I noticed that this polygel in particular is very sticky and it can just mess up your slip solution and you might have to change it often. And so I feel like this just helps clean my brush a little bit better. I'm using my landful polygel brush. Alright, so for my prep, I'm going to be using Model Ones, and for my base coat, I'm using Mertz. I also do recommend their extra strong base coat by Mertz. Also really, really good alternative, just because this one they no longer sell it. This came in a polygel kits. For my prep, I recommend Model Ones 100%. I've tried Mertz. I feel like I got some lifting, so I'm going to go with the one I already know, and that works good. When it comes to using your base coat, what can also cause lifting is if you use too much of it. So I recommend a very, very thin layer. Literally very, very thin. And then I do like to cover the nail tip as well. Then we're going to go in and do it with full care of 60 seconds. Alright, so when it comes to using polygel, I like to use two different brushes. This one I'm only going to use it for the spatula, and this one I'm only going to use it for the brush. Any excess. This one I'm going to just dip a little bit. And from this one, this is my first time using the jar, polygel in a jar. So when it comes to using polygel in a pot, you want to go ahead and just scoop it up from the side of the jar, and you just want to scoop right upward. You do not want to swirl it around, nothing like that. That is going to create bubbles. And honestly, you guys can see that little mess that I have there in the center of my polygel brush, just because I scooped it up in the center, and that is not where you're supposed to scoop it up from. Then we're going to go ahead and just apply this directly onto the nail tip, like whatever. Honestly, you do want to grab a lot of product. I like to do it in one application. I do not like to do layers. I like to just do my application in one go. So I'm applying all of that product that I will be needing. And again, we do have an XXL length, so we do need a lot of product there. I'd rather have a lot of product than have little product. Just like so. And we're going to push that all back. You guys can see I'm pushing it all back towards right where the nail tip meets my natural nail. That is going to allow me to be able to build the apex a lot more easier, and it's going to give me a guide of how I should be pushing or patting my polygel around. guys can see, look at how where I placed all that polygel. You guys can see here. Here's where you should be placing all of that. Then I'm gonna go ahead and just gently pat that only here at the end there. We're not touching that top anymore, otherwise that is gonna ruin our apex. So I'm only touching the edge right around here, and we're just pushing that back towards the cuticle area. Once you reach the cuticle area, you want to go ahead and pat that down into place. You're able to seal it off, and you get no lifting. You guys can see I'm patting, patting, patting. Here I'm patting as well on the sidewall. We're going to push this back towards the other end of that sidewall there. And boom, just dragging this very gently, covering the entire nail tip now. Now, I honestly really love the consistency of this polygel. I would rate it I would say a 9 out of 10, to be honest. Why? One, because I noticed that it can become very, very sticky if you are using a lot of slip solution. For example, I think it works best with 91%. I use 71% isopropyl alcohol, but I recommend 91. I feel like 71 doesn't evaporate as quicker as 91% does. So I think it just kind of messes up with the formula a little bit and can cause that sticky and goopy little kind of texture feeling when using the polygel, and it can become runny. So that is why I recommend 91. It's gonna obviously dry quicker, or quote unquote evaporate quicker. So yeah, here you guys can see I'm patting this, and now we're pulling the side walls here, that excess polygel there. When it comes to doing your polygel application, you want to make sure that you remove that excess polygel from the side walls. Otherwise, your nails can become very bulky from the side. You can lose your shape, and that can also cause you to kind of do some excess filing with your e-file or drill, and it honestly just becomes a hassle. Here I applied a lot more product. Why? Because one, I noticed that the nail was way too thin and most likely would have broken, and I had no apex. So again, you want to make sure that you're applying most of that polygel onto the area where the nail meets the nail tip, and just doing that little placement alone is going to help guide you where your apex should be. You guys can see I'm just placing that there, and then we're going to go ahead and just pat that down. And then I'm going in here at the side walls. I'm pulling towards the free edge there. Here you guys can see I'm pulling very gently. You guys can see it's not sticking to my brush at all. Once you notice it starts sticking, then go ahead and go into your slip solution. Here you're able to tell the type of formula and how thick of the consistency this polygel is. It's very firm. I love this consistency. I just do not like when polygels are running around the place, when they're very runny, like Model Ones. Model Ones is a very cheap brand. I personally do not like to work with them because I just do not like their products. But here's how that looks. I went ahead and did a full care of 2 minutes. And then here again, we're going in with our dehydrator twice or 3 times on it, how much ever you prefer. I'm doing 3 times, I believe. And then after that, we're going to go in with our primer. And again, when using your primer, you want to go ahead and just scrub it into the nail. I do not like to brush it on. I feel like I get lifting if I were to brush it on. So I always like to just scrub into the little crevices of the nail plate there. I did 2 coats. After that, we're going to go in with our Mertz base coat. Very thin layer. Again, you want to make sure you're doing a thin layer all over the entire nail and nail tip, and then do a full care of 60 seconds. Now, when it comes to my application, I am going to go ahead and you guys enjoy watching that. You guys can follow through if you guys would like. Here, I'm showing you guys how to pick that up. Again, you want to go in from the side of the pot. Go ahead and just pick that up from the side, drag it up, and boom. Here you have that. Then place it onto the nail. You want to make sure that you can, if you can, apply it directly where the nail tip meets the natural nail. Just like so. Just see how, look how thick this polygel is. This brand does have very nice colors. I do not like that the brand often likes to switch their pricing. It used to be $4, and now it's $6, and it just honestly kind of just increases the prices often. So that's one thing I don't really like, but again, it's kind of understandable, reasonable, just because it includes a lot of product, to be honest. But here I'm going in, and now we're gonna push all of that product again directly where the natural nail meets the nail tips. That is gonna help guide us where our nail tip should be placed. That is one thing that I always like to do. It just makes it easier for me. It's my little trick, and if it can help you, I recommend you do it as well. So again, here I want to go ahead and show you that little goop we have there. And again, this little goop has one front side and one back side. And so the front side first, we're going to go ahead and push that gently back towards the cuticle area. And that top of that little goop or bead, you never want to touch that top of it. Never, never, and never. Otherwise, you're going to ruin your apex. Our apex is already done for us there. That is why I like to apply all that product there. And now the end of that little goop right here, we're going to go in and just pull towards the free edge there. Gently go ahead and drag that. Just like so. Honestly, take your time with that. And again, you want to make sure that the less amount of product you have on the sidewalls, the better. That is going to give you a nice crisp shape. Otherwise, your nails are going to look bulky. You're going to have to be doing some excess filing with your drill or hand filing. I personally like to use my hand file more when it comes to shaping the nails. Here's how that looks. And you guys can see here, we have a lot more product on the other end of that sidewall there. So I'm going to go ahead and push a little bit more of that product on this sidewall here so it can even out the nail. We also do want to go ahead and seal the cuticle and push a little bit of that product more there. Very gently pat, pat, pat. Take your time. I want to make sure that I cover every little crevices. And then here, I have a little bit of an excess. I'm pulling that. And then once you're done with that, again, do your full cure of 2 minutes. Now for the rest of my application, again, 2 times dehydrator, 2 times primer, 1 thin layer base coat, and cure for 60 seconds. I'm going to let you guys enjoy the rest of that process now. My voice is going away. I did literally just recover. I was literally with a bad cold as well right after my birthday, which was sad. But yeah, I'm going to let you guys enjoy watching the rest with some music, and hopefully you guys learned something from this video. Again, please make sure you guys are liking this video. It honestly would help me out so much, and I would really, really appreciate it.
Is we try. Can't call you a friend when I'm in my head on a downhill dive. Can't call you cruel for changing your mind. I still can't call it a waste of time. I don't know what to call you if I can't call you mine. I found somebody, I say you don't cross my mind. And she doesn't know that your favorite place is still mine. Now I take the long way home, avoid what I can't let go. I don't always think about you, but sometimes I do, 'cause sometimes I drive through all of the streets we used to on First Avenue, 'cause sometimes I don't even know where I'm going at first. All of the turns that I had to unlearn, back to the...
Okay, so here's how my nails look after. Again, the clear isn't like super crystal clear, it is a little bit foggy, but honestly, like I said, I really love the polygel nevertheless, just because again I only plan to use this polygel to basically apply a gel polish on top, not to encapsulate. I have my encapsulation polygel, and that is Rosalind, and then we're going to go in with 91% isopropyl alcohol, and you want to scrub that inhibition layer off, and then after going with the scrubbing brush and soap and water, and you want to make sure you remove as much of that as possible, because it is going to gunk up your bits and files. I'm going to go at reverse 15,000 RPMs with my e-file here. We're using a cone medium grit bit, and we're going to use this bit to seal the cuticle area. Okay, and so here's how the nails look after buffing. I went ahead and removed any dust. I went ahead and cleansed them with some isopropyl alcohol, and then I went in and scrubbed them down with little scrubbing manicure brush and some soap and water, just so I'm able to actually really get in there and remove any debris, especially right around the cuticle area and the underside of the nails. And so here's how the apex looks. I do have some water still there. Here's how that looks. And so just look how beautiful this shape looks. I do have some bubbles there. You guys can kind of see a closer look. And so next, we're going to be going in with the base coat. I'm using the one by Born Pretty. I honestly do not recommend this one in particular, but I do recommend to apply a base coat. Why? Because otherwise your gel polish application can look a little bit lumpy or just uneven. So I recommend just to even any like lines or anything, any roughness on that polish application, just use the base coat and then go on top with your gel polish. It's going to give you a cleaner and much better look. I'm applying one very thin coat to each and every single nail, and then we're going to go in and do a full cure of 60 seconds. I am going to be going in with my Mertz gel polish. This is their black one. This one isn't very super pigmented. This one's a little bit much more softer black. It has a hint of a blue undertone. It does require 2 coats as well, or even 3 depending on how much you've applied it. Here you guys can see it's not like super strong. So that is one thing that I wanted for this set in particular. If you want a very strong black or very pigmented one, I recommend the one from Nail Reserve, Black Reserve. That one is going to be your go-to. And here is how the nails looked after applying 2 coats, and in between each coat I did cure for 60 seconds. Look how beautiful this black looks. Absolutely wonderful. I honestly really just love the black base just like this. And so here I do recommend to remove the tacky layer, just because we are going to be working with some foil gel. And here you guys can see some of that color just comes right off. But yeah, I'm just using 70% isopropyl alcohol and lint-free wipe, and we're just going to go ahead and just try to remove as much of that inhibition layer as possible. Alright, and once you're done with that, here's how the nails are looking. Next, I'm going to be going in with this foil gel by Nail Supply Glamour. We're going to apply some of this onto a little paper and here, just like so. Make sure you are being very generous with the amount. Then I'm going to be going in with Nail by Devs. I believe it's called, I don't honestly know the name of this liner, but we're drawing a line in the center, and then we're going to do another line here, rounding out to one end, just like so. And we're creating a little French tip here. Then we're going to go in and fill that French tip in, and you want to make sure that when you're applying your foil gel, you're doing a very thin, even layer. You don't want to apply too much of that. That will not stick down. I went ahead and cure that for 1 minute and 30 seconds. And then next we're going to be going in with this foils from SHIEN as well. They're lace foils. And using my cuticle scissors, I'm going to create these little kind of indents here. And this is going to help the foil stick down even better and even. Just like so. It's going to fold and hug the nail perfectly. So just little small little indents. This is optional, of course. I just felt like me creating these little cuts made the foil kind of just level out towards the nail nicely and just kind of rub it down evenly. Here's how that looks. I'm applying that on, and then we're just going to rub that in and honestly play with it for a few minutes or seconds. I'm honestly taking my time with it, and you guys can see, look how nicely it just lays down, just because we create the little cuts. There's no crinkling, no wrinkling at all. That is why I felt like using those cuts was just better. Here you guys can see I left it up. I feel like it still has transferred like 100%. You can go back and retransfer it again. I did do that. You guys can see that. Look how beautiful that looks. Next, we're going to be going in with some top coat. This is the one from Born Pretty. It's honestly scratch resistant, non-yellowing formula, and the bristles on this top coat is really good. I really recommend it. And I'm going in with a very thin coat, and again, do not cure that at all. Let your top coat not be dry just yet. And I'm going to be going in with my Coquette rhinestone glue, applying some to where I kind of have my smile line of my French tip. And we're doing 3 roses here, a big one and then 2 little small ones on the side. Then I'm using this Point Joe rhinestone gel, and we're going to add it to the little sides, just following that French tip smile line there, just like so. We're applying some here because that is where we're going to go ahead and apply some pearls. Then here I'm doing my little pearls. These pearls are also from SHIEN as well. Very nicely. And then I'm going to go ahead and just make sure I tuck them very well under this little rose here. Look how beautiful that looks. We went ahead and did a full cure of 60 seconds. Look how nicely that looks. Up next, we're using this foiled. These are from AliExpress. I got them literally years ago. Unfortunately, I can't even find anyone who sells similar ones like these. But I'm measuring out how much I need, and then I'm going to cut this one in half. Just like so, because we are creating a sort of border for this now. So we need half and half of the sides. Here, making sure I kind of level that out. We're going to take a little bit more foil gel, just like so. And then here, using a liner brush, we're going to go ahead and create a little border. Again, we kind of want to just draw where we want to place our foil gel. Just like so. I'm doing a kind of little bit of a square down the nail here, one end of the nail, and then one end of the other nail as well. Then I'm going to go in and do a full cure of 1 minute and 30 seconds. After that, we're going to grab our foil gel, and you guys can see I'm only placing on one end where we have that little kind of rounded border. I honestly feel like I placed this horribly. As it did do the other end, again, same part. I did not show me doing some processes over again just because, one, my camera was literally running out of storage, and I was like, I want to be able to show you guys this entire set. So I did only show you guys doing me one side, but I did do the other side of the nail as well with the same little border. Here my transfer did not go 100%, so I did go ahead and redo that. But then here we're going to use the Beautylics painting gels. These are super pigmented. I recommend these a lot. These are also from AliExpress. A little bit of this goes a long way. Just look how pigmented these are. And we're just going to create little X's like this down the nail. And then we're going to go ahead and do a full cure of 60 seconds. And this brush that I'm using, it is a DIY brush that I made. I have one of these little cheaps kind of brushes, and I grabbed some nippers, and then I just went ahead and cut little hairs, and that is what I'm using. It's super thin and honestly really works way better than all of the brushes that I own. Okay, next I'm going to be going in with my top coat by Born Pretty, my super top coat. You guys know I love this top coat. I'm going to apply one very thin coat all over the nail. Then we're going to use a little bit of this rhinestone gel and apply it right where the X's cross. And I'm applying a pearl. I'm doing a small pearl, a little bit of a medium pearl, small, medium, just like that. And then right in the center, we're going to go ahead and apply some Macaron rhinestone glue gel. Because here I am using a mold. I used a mold to create this little bow using some rhinestone glue gel and some gel paint. I will be leaving the mold down below. I did get it off of Timo, but I did find it also on SHIEN. I did not show me creating the little bow, but I did do that. Then I went ahead and did a full cure of 60 seconds. Up next on this nail here, we're applying some foil gel just directly. A very thin coat is best, to be honest. And then I went ahead and cured that for 1 minute and 30 seconds. We're going to use this foil. This one is a little bit of a crossed one. Also, I did get this one off of AliExpress. I'm having trouble finding these foil gels again, to be honest. It's been so long since I've had them and I never used them. But yeah, I'm just rubbing that in very gently, and then we're going to go ahead and remove that. Look how that transferred. It didn't transfer 100% that good, but it's okay. Then here I'm going to go in and apply some Macaron rhinestone glue gel. And then we're grabbing some white gel paint, and we're going to go ahead and just mix. And we're going to set this to the side now. Once we've mixed it very well and incorporated that gel paint there. And now we're going in with that gel paint. We're using the one from Beautylics. And we're going to first outline and kind of create a little bit of a border. This is just going to help guide us, to be honest. It doesn't have to be super perfect. But that's all I'm doing. Just like so. You're kind of creating a little bit of an M all throughout the little border. I don't know how to explain this, to be honest. And then I did that to the other side here. You guys can see. Just like so, we went ahead and did a full cure. And now we're going in with our Mertz rhinestone glue gel and that gel paint that we mixed. And we're going to go ahead and just outline this entire little border that we did here. Just like so. You want to take your time doing this, to be honest. And then I went ahead and did a full cure of 60 seconds. The more layers you do on that, the better it's going to look. Next, I'm grabbing my Miss Hisi solid non-stick gel. Grab a very generous amount. I honestly did way too much. I used way too much of this product. I don't know what I was thinking. It still looks kind of good, but I just think I did a way too much thick layer. Then we're going to go in with some pearl pigment. And this is just going to help, honestly, give it a subtle kind of white. And so yeah, I'm just going to go in and just apply some of that Aurora chrome powder, Aurora pearl powder, whatever you want to call it, to that non-stick gel. This one I also did get it off of SHIEN. If I can find it, I will also be leaving a link down below to everything that I am using. If I can find duplicates of it as well on other websites as well, I will be linking that as well. And I'm just going ahead and just rounding out, creating a little bit of a ball here. Here's how that looks. And now we're going to apply this to the center of the nail. And then pat that down. Here's how that looks. Then using a silicone brush, I'm going to go ahead and create some little indents here. Here I'm just rounding this out first. Make sure you are using gloves, do not use your hands when we're working with this product. And here we're using this little silicone brush. Create some little indents first, all around the perimeter of this little circle here. And see, this is very, very easy. This was supposed to be like a pillow cushiony sort of look. I don't know if it gives off that look. I felt like I used too much of a thick layer. And then here on the little sides, we're using that little point of that silicone brush to kind of just lift them up. And it's going to give you that pillow cushion sort of look. Just like so. Then I did do a full cure of 1 minute with this product. And next we're going to be going in with our Born Pretty Super top coat. Apply it here very nicely. And then I did use a liner brush to kind of get in between those little crevices there. Did not show me doing that, but I'm letting you guys know that is one thing I did do. And then I'm applying the top coat on top of this as well. Then we're going to go in with my Mertz rhinestone glue gel. Apply some directly on top of this. A very generous amount. And then I'm going to go in and stick this little kind of heart jewel that I have here. Move that around. Then I'm going to go ahead and be using a point gel diamond gel, or again rhinestone gel, and we're going to apply it to the center here. And then we're going to go in and apply a little bit of a bow. If you're worried about it getting dirty, it will get dirty, so I recommend probably apply a magnet like I did on the other nail. Honestly, it did get dirty, but what I did was honestly just basically clean it using some soap and water. Very easy to do. So I went ahead and cured that for 60 seconds. And now on to the next nail, we're going to grab some foil gel again. And on this nail in particular, we are going to be using a different type of brush. We're using a kind of little bit of squared little brush here. As you can see, it's very small. And we're creating some little random lines or ribbons. I don't know how to explain this. This is, to me, was the design that I had in mind. That I made was just some ribbons of lace just going down the nail. So I did do a crisscross, just like so. And then again, we are going to go ahead and cure that for 1 minute and 30 seconds. And so this is the foil that I'm using. This one is also from AliExpress. Again, I can't find that pack of foils where I bought it from, but honestly, these are really not that great. They don't transfer as brightly as the one from the thumb area, as you can see. But here I'm just rubbing that in. And then I'm going to go ahead and peel that off. Very quickly, I did do that one quickly. I wanted to test if I peel it off quicker, it transfers better, and I feel like it did. Then again, we're using the other end of that same foil, and then just like that, rubbing that in. Then we're gonna go and quickly remove it, and look how it transferred. Next, I'm gonna be going in with our Born Pretty Super Top Coat with a very thin layer all around the nail. Again, do not cure your top coat. Then we're gonna go in with our Mertz rhinestone glue. I'm applying some right around here, and then we're gonna do 3 roses there, doing 3 medium ones, and then we're gonna apply some pearls around here. The pearls that I'm doing, honestly doing it very random. Where you feel like they fit, honestly just go for it. This one is a very random design that I just decided to come up with. Then here I am applying a big rose and a medium one. I ended up removing that big rose. It was just honestly too much and it clashed with the other nail, so I did do a medium and a medium. And then around the little clusters, we're gonna go ahead and randomly place these little pearls. I did not show me doing the entire process for that, but honestly just follow, do whatever, just make sure you're kind of like tucking them underneath the little rose there. I went ahead and did a full cure of 60 seconds. Next, we're gonna grab some foil gel, apply one thin coat, cure for 1 minute and 30 seconds. Then I'm gonna go in with our foil now. Apply that and rub that down very, very gently. And then I went ahead and removed it. Look how nicely that transferred. Right, next I'm going to be going in with our top coat by Born Pretty again, one very thin coat. And then I'm going to be going in and using this one here. And I'm just going to apply some rhinestone gel where I'm going to be placing my little flowers. And so here I'm doing these ones here. I'm doing one big one and then 2 little small ones here. And it's kind of going like a little snake, if that makes sense. Or it's kind of doing a little twirl. And then around the area here, the ends, I'm going to do a little twirling motion with little pearls. And you guys can see it's going from biggest to smallest little pearls. And then I'm going to go ahead and do a full cure of 60 seconds. Honestly, this set was very, very easy, just mainly charms and foils. And so finally, here's how my birthday set turned out. I really, really loved it. Honestly, it's a much more different vibe than I usually go for. When it comes to my birthday, I usually kind of choose this sort of vibe. Last year, I did that sort of same kind of set, similar to this, just in white. This year, I wanted to do it in black. It's super stunning. I am showing you guys here the little magnet that you can do with the little ribbon. If you guys are worried about it getting dirty, I got the little magnets off of AliExpress. That they're very tiny and they work pretty good. You guys can see it. I glued 2, one on the nail and one on the little bow, and then boom, here's how they looked. I genuinely hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Again, please do not hesitate to let me know if you guys need any help or anything like that. Also, I would really appreciate it if you gave a like to this video and subscribe down below if you guys have not already. I honestly really had so much fun creating this set. I was literally in pain literally all the time doing this entire set. It was horrible, to be honest, and I feel like I did rush it. I could have done some things better, but I was just like not having it, to be honest. It was honestly the worst week leading up to my birthday, but it was okay. I think this time around I honestly had one of the best birthdays ever. I did get some gifts from someone and I was honestly like super happy with them. I'm just honestly very thankful, and I definitely said this is probably one of the first birthdays that I've actually genuinely enjoyed. I haven't had like a good birthday in forever, so this was probably my favorite year. I did turn 23 years old. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Thank you guys all so much for joining me today. I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.